going, y'all? Welcome to the WD Lounge, where we talk about film, music, culture, and social media news and updates. And today's video, we're going to be talking about that good old guy, Ray J. Now, Ray J, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually do feel sorry for this guy. Um, but a lot of stuff that he's going through, in fairness, it is self-inflicted because we all know that, you know, Ray J has a lot of things he needs to sort out in his life. And he has a bit of a reputation for the things he's done in the past, which haunts him to this day and gave him that kind of reputation that unfortunately now has put him in a position to where he appears like psych. He appears like he's really going through some mental issues and abusing the D's. I don't want to say it on YouTube, but he's abusing a lot of things. Let's just put it like that. And and, and it could be a lot of stress. He has his Raycons that's going. He has his show on the Zeus channel. He has a lot of business ventures going on. He's trying to keep himself in the loop, but at the same time trying to keep himself out of the situation. But the things that he do, the things that he say, it just puts him in a light where people look at him crazy, and you know what I mean. And in a situation like this, where the man is at home with his kids, and his ex-wife, Princess Love, comes in the house and interrupts what's going on based on whatever conversation they had before, whatever was an argument or misunderstanding at the time. It's just that he just can't get a break for whatever reason. And every time he's put into those situations, it makes him look crazy. So for those y'all don't know right now, Ray J was arrested on Thanksgiving Day for allegedly pulling out a gun on his ex-wife and children for reasons that he says that his wife and male cousin, was violating his space, trying to take his children out of his home for the holidays. So his reaction towards that, allegedly waving the piece, and Princess Love saying it live on the Twitch stream that he was actually live streaming, caused him to be in a situation where he was arrested. And now from what I'm hearing, he's officially banned from Twitch. He can no longer stream anymore, which sucks because at the end of the day, he's still a celebrity, he's still a public figure, and a place like Twitch has helped a lot of people not only resurrect the career, but give them another steady passive income to be able to maintain their lifestyles or maintain what they have going on. And now the man just lost a source of income on the strength of misunderstanding between him and his spouse, ex-spouse. And now Princess Love has come out, and she's replied. She's made a statement and saying, insinuating her side, putting her side of the story, saying that she's trying to protect her peace, and she's trying to not she's trying to co-parent and have a good situation. She said she wanted to have a good Thanksgiving, but she wanted to do it with the kids, and in other words, a supervised. It was kind of like a supervised thing for whatever. She came out and said the reasons being that she didn't trust Ray J with her kids is because they found him naked with one other woman. The kids found Ray J naked with another woman, and of course that bothered Princess, and she said, well, she didn't feel like she felt the kids were safe, so she decided to incorporate herself and say, all right, we're gonna have a Thanksgiving, and she's gonna bring all the stuff at his house and do that stuff. And as like I said, they got into an argument, and they brought us to that situation where he had to go to jail. What is my opinion about this? All right, it's like this. I think couples, marriages, people that are together, and for some reason it doesn't work out, there's always a person or both parties that has some kind of resentment or maybe still love or something that's there that's going to, cause them to react in a certain way. My opinion, I don't think Princess and RayJ are in the mindset to actually be cordial together because there's still some resentment or love there. I can't really decipher what's the two. For when it comes to RayJ, he looks like he's pretty much over Princess and he's doing his thing, he's living his life. But in all fairness, it is seen kind of reckless based on the actions of stuff he's doing. And that's not an environment you want to have children in. So in that sense, I can see where Princess Love is coming from. But at the same time, Princess, who wants to make uh Thanksgiving a beautiful day for the children to enjoy with their father and stuff like that, it was like, okay, that y'all not in the mindset to actually, coexist at that point. So you inserting yourself in that situation, coming to his house, saying that you're going to do this, dictating the pace of how you're going to allow the kids to spend time with their father, it always brings a red flag into the situation and it's going to always cause an argument. It's going to always cause some friction because pretty much, in the society, men don't really get the nod of being able to do what they want to do with their children and have the trust in them. Not all men. Let me rephrase that. Most men go through that situation where they don't have the full trust from the wife or the mother of the child, and it turns what's supposed to be co-parenting turns into supervised co-parenting, and we've seen that with many situations, many relationships where the woman will always constantly call, will constantly do this, will call and constantly make the shots, even at the time when the father is trying to be a father and raise his children accordingly. They find themselves always trying to put themselves in the mix as part of that. When the male is not doing, when the male is not doing it, the mother has a free range to do whatever she wants with the kids. But when it's time for the father to have the kids, the mother wants to supervise that because they want that control of the situation.
When two people break up, the mother is always in control. Let this have been a role reversal where a woman was in her home on live streaming with their children, and the man comes into the house and takes the kids. You would never hear the end of it. But it's become so normalized in our society that men have no rights in regards to their own children that it's just like a regular day. Like nobody's like cares about it. Nobody thinks twice about it. They're like, oh yeah, that's normal. That's the usual of what happens.
Shout out to River TV. Shout out to Big Zo TV. Those were the first two channels that I saw talking about the RayJ situation, especially River. She broke it down uh section by section because she was actually following RayJ from uh a day prior to Thanksgiving when he was actually on stream with his girlfriend telling her about her, checking her about hijacking his stream and how it was all about the chat. It was crazy. It was kind of like cringe a little bit at the moment, but I mean, I respect Ranger. He kept it real. You can't just come in the man's business and try to rearrange something. So he checked it decent, but I kind of felt the secondhand embarrassment for her because she was live, wide open, and vulnerable. But I guess I hope she gets that, take that as a lesson going forward with either Ray J or whoever she winds up being with in the future. But that story came about, and then the following day, the Thanksgiving fiasco, and then him getting out of jail, and then Princess and Ray J um, telling their sides of the story. It seemed I heard both reaction, and it seems like both of them are trying to make their story fit their narrative to make them look good, which is always bad because you never get the full scope of what's really going on to give the correct person the right accountability for what's happening. So, oh man, it is a sad situation. I do feel sorry for Ray J. And I feel sorry for the children because the children had to endure all that yelling, all that abuse, all the back and forth while in the middle of their sleep, in the middle of their sleep, in the day before a holiday where it's supposed to be a time for, thanks, to give thanks for being around your family and friends and stuff like that, and it was just unfortunate for the kids to be in that situation that that they had to endure that. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do y'all think? Who's right or who's wrong in this situation? What do you think about this situation? I'd like to hear y'all comments. I'd like to hear a conversation. Let's get the conversation going. Is who's right and who's wrong on this equation? Do you think RayJ was right for defending his household and himself, or do you think Princess was wrong for interrupting his situation to control the whole situation with the kids and stuff like that? Like I said, we really don't know what happened with the argument that had them had that rift, but let me know what you think in the comments. Let us know, and then please like, share, subscribe, and we tune into the next show. Thanks you for joining us on the lounge. Thank you for grabbing a seat with us, and we'll see you on the next episode. Ciao.